Yo, 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 what up, fam? This is KG from Top Prize Podcast coming at you again. If you haven't seen any of my content, please like, share, and subscribe. Please hit that like button. And if you haven't seen any of my content, go check it out. I want you to rock with me. I want you to understand where I'm coming from. I want you to comment. I want you to engage because I want to understand where you coming from. And I want us to all be adults so we can come in judgment free and to be able to agree to disagree with each other so we won't have no issues whatsoever. So you understand me, I understand you, and we rocking. And we rocking. That's what I want us to do. I want us to be able to agree to disagree and roll and rock with each other, you know? So with that being said, today I want to talk about, watching shows with your lady or your significant other or anything like that. It's just with me and my wife, we don't really have too many shows that we can watch together. Cause there's just certain things I just don't rock with, certain things that I can't really legit get with, like she liked to watch a lot of the ratchet TV, the love and hip hops and the baddies and all of that other stuff. And me personally, I can't get with that because that sells black ignorance versus black excellence. And I can't get with that. And then you have a bunch of grown people allowing their kids and babies to watch this ridiculous content. And when I go to schools and I'm hearing kids that's 5, 6, 7 years old talking about baddie, shot o'clock, that's a problem for me. So no, I don't watch none of that stuff, and I just can't get with it, But my wife, she knows she don't really watch a lot of stuff that I watch neither. But she'll try, she'll come sit next to me while I'm watching wrestling, but the whole time she's on her phone, and she says she's watching, but I'm pretty sure she don't. But she will try, and things like that, and then she pretty much wants me to reciprocate, to at least try to enjoy at least a show or two, with her, so we could be able to have something that we can really talk about versus her talking to everybody else about certain things. So we came across this show that she was watching. I'm not sure when she started watching. I know we're 3 seasons in now. We're 3 seasons in, and there are 18 seasons overall. Personally, each season has nothing to do with the next season, so I don't feel like it's something that I need to go back and watch, the other 15 seasons because it's 18 seasons deep. But we watch the show here, Married at First Sight. Married at First Sight, for all the judgmental people, this show is primarily a show for desperate people trying to find love. Me personally, I don't care how you find it. As long as you find it and that's your person, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm all for it because everybody deserves love. But this show right here is they have, I'm almost positive. I mean, it's crazy because I'm three seasons in. It's 4 total couples, but it's 8 people overall. And they sit down with a group of experts before it all starts. And they break down everything that they want in a person, likes, dislikes, and, values and things like that. But one thing I say is you better be very, very specific. You better be very specific because if you not, something will be left off that could be a deal breaker for you. So if it's a deal breaker, you might want to be very vocal. Don't worry about people judging you. You know what I'm saying? If you're a black man and you don't want a black woman, say, hey, I want any woman but a black woman. It is what it is. If you're a white woman and you don't want a white man and you want anything but a white man, it is what it is. Make it vocal because they're going to match you with someone that's going to meet the criteria that you give them. But you might have something that might be a deal breaker. But in this season alone, it was crazy. But the season before that, they had the very first that ever happened, which was somebody got left at the altar. And that was crazy because, like I said, you better be very specific. And me personally, even though they didn't say the reason why she really did it, they didn't get too into it, but I'm almost 1,000% positive. She walked down the aisle. She saw him. She didn't think he was attractive, and she said she couldn't do it. Something was a deal breaker off jump. This season, we had intermingling with couples. You know what I'm saying? A man from one couple was mingling with a woman from another couple. But honestly, it's like, me personally, I blame the two women in this situation. It's like I feel sorry for both men because neither one of them got what they wanted out of their initial partner before the intermingling even happened. They didn't get what they wanted out of their partner. And I don't blame the men in this situation. I blame the two women. But in this instance alone, I nominate one of the husbands. His name is David for...
Man, fuck what you talking about. Fam tweaking.
Fam tweaking. David, that's his name. His name is David. Fam is tweaking. Reason why David was tweaking in this situation, even though I just said I don't fault him, because he didn't receive what he wanted out of his marriage from his current woman, which was her right here. Her name is Michelle. She was very judgmental. She kept bashing him every opportunity she got, and it was pissing me off. It got to the point where it was just like my wife was getting irritated by the way it was pissing me off. Because I'm like, this dude is trying everything he can to change for you. The man stop smoking squares. You know how hard it is to stop smoking squares? It's very hard. But he did it just for her. She talked about the clothes that he wears. She talked about where he lives. She talked about everything. She was very judgmental off jump. And one thing about David was he was always up front with her from the get-go. And this right here is where it all went down. And that was at the wedding. And he told her, "Oh, hey, look, I live with my OG right now." And when he said that, all hell broke loose. So I'm going to show you a couple clips real quick. And this one is from the wedding.
Be more than what we're hoping.
Totally. Do you think like that like caused me a little bit of pause when you're like, "Oh, I live like at home." Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, like I wasn't expecting that.
Oh, I'm sure you weren't expecting that 100%. That's why I was willing to tell you right off the bat, because I don't think that's something that you should find out from anybody else but myself.
Totally.
Or like walk into that situation like, I felt like if I kept those close, then I would have been ashamed of how it was. Yeah. And I'm not really ashamed of living in my parents' basement because I choose to. It's not like I have to.
Yeah.
Because there was no reason for me to move out. Just go get something for myself to do the same thing, go to work, do all my activities, and come home and sleep. So now this is my window to move forward and start my chapter. And
yeah, and I think like I appreciate like this like communication. Just like I like don't want to like sometimes I'm like holding things in. I'm like, no, just like say what you're feeling. So then like, because I don't want you to like draw your own conclusions of what I'm thinking.
Oh no, when I told you in my vows we have a clean slate, I came in this a no judgment zone. I guess that's why I'm so laid back.
Yeah.
Because I'm not scared to be honest with you. So at this point, it's a good day, positive day. So on to day 2.
Right.
And let's make that a good, more than what we're hoping.
Totally.
Now, she said that I'm happy about, the opening, the honesty and things like that. She said that, but she didn't really care about none of that shit. She hated the fact that what he just said to her was a deal breaker for her. And he was honest with her a lot up until the point where he became dishonest. But let's fast forward to the point where he showed her where he lived.
I have. I mean, I was talking to people, but not dating anything serious or was going to go to the next level.
Got it.
So.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I really wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, but it's very college frat boy vibes. There's a kegerator in the middle of the hallway. It feels very 20-year-old, not a 36-year-old living quarters.
So now that you've seen my place and how I live, I mean, does that change anything on how it's mine or?
I just say I still feel the same.
Okay. I just had to ask.
Yeah, I think it's what I expected.
Okay. And what was that expectation?
That you live in your parents' basement.
Okay. So you don't consider this a studio or an apartment? Like, as if someone else lived upstairs, like if it wasn't my parents?
Then they would come down here and do their laundry?
Yeah, there's places like that.
Like random people that you don't know would come do your laundry?
So just different types of living situations.
Totally.
A little awkward.
Now you see how awkward that made it, you know, and it was just like, at that point, it's like, do you really want to move forward? Because every opportunity she got, she bashed him. Now, I'm not going to show 1,000 forms of clips or anything like that. Go back, Married at First Sight, season 18, and watch it. You will see every opportunity she got, she threw it in his face. Every opportunity she got, she bashed him. And this man was consistently trying to change his ways to fit her. And one thing about him, and it's like I say, he's a good guy. It's just he was just trying to, he was trying his best to just hold it in and just ride out the process. And nobody really wanted to see really his side of everything and why he didn't receive what he wanted to receive. And then when they're talking to the experts about, you know, how she feel and how he feel, you could tell that he was just holding back. I wish he would have spoke up a lot more. I wish he would have spoke up because I would have gave it to her. Man, I would have treated Shorty so damn fast and I would have quit the whole thing like, nah, I'm good. I'm done. I'm not here to get bashed. I'm not here for you to judge me. I'm here for love. And everything that I'm trying to do as far as change for you, you continuously harped on, well, I live with my mom. And I just said, I chose to live there. It's a duplex. That's his own apartment down there. It's not like his mom is in another room or anything like that. That's his own duplex. He have his own entry into the house. He downstairs, they upstairs. What's the problem? What's the problem? Well, she felt like she had a different standard. She worked hard and all this extra stuff. I get it. But if y'all go and y'all watch it, it is what it is. Me personally, I'm not with that judgmental stuff. And I really dislike people who judge people. Because if I'm telling you, hey, I don't have to live here, that should be good enough. Hey, we can start doing this. I could do this. I could do this. I could do this. When were you going to say, hey, so what's the plan moving forward? Is it any way as far as like when this is over, are you going back to your mom's house? Or if you want to live with me, or do you want to go get something? Me personally, I think she was in a relationship before where she probably took care of the guy that she was with. That's what it gave me. That she was with a person and she took care of him and he did her wrong. That's what I got from it. But before I go into full detail about the other couple and things like that, I'm going to take a brief intermission real quick. And I want to show y'all a video from, you know, one of my cool friends, you know. He do music. His name is Spud. We call him Spud Cotton, a.k.a. Rob Cotton. Go check him out on YouTube, Spud Cotton, Spud Flow. He got them good flow vibes, you know, good feel vibes. And his music always expresses the way his slogans is I feel good music. Go check it out.
It was a kid that was shot from the shot. He used to have a dream he could fly. He wanted to touch the sky like the birds in the planes. He was money hungry, had an urge for the fame. So one day, he was on the curb with the cane. Then he felt the self-taking nerves to the brain. Wasn't in the gang, it's a shame, cause his life is what the folks took. So he walked around with his feelings in his notebook. Every day at school, he get punked by the bleachers. And on top of that, he get jumped for his sneakers. He was lost and couldn't nobody reach him. He thought about the stuff that his dad ain't teach him. Mine can't receive him, scared to put hands on him. Take him to the church so that they can lay hands on him. Life all fucked up, Hunt is the last band. Just to keep heat, mine sleeping with the gas man. Thinking that this life is not so everlasting. Used to find it funny now, ain't nobody laughing. People keep on asking, these questions keep on rising. Now he like, can you hit me now like Verizon? He said weed cause the cash don't flow. Gotta put it in his socks so the bags won't show. But if he don't sell, where his ass gon' go? Back to the hood where the grass don't grow.
Yo, I'm back at it. We back after that intermission. That's my man Spud Cotton, I'll Walk Alone. It's a very dope song, check him out. He have a lot of dope songs, something that you can vibe with, you can rock with. He's a really stand-up dude. He also have merch, sell t-shirts, hoodies, sweaters, he sell it all. Just go check him out on Facebook, Rob Cotton. You can also check him out on YouTube at Spud Cotton. Check him out, man. Feel good music. It resonates with me, not only because I know him, but the music is pretty dope and you can relate to it. It's a guy from the hood and everything that he rap about, he been through. It's not like one of those other rappers who's rapping about somebody else's life. He's actually rapping about what he lived. So check him out. But back to the topic at hand, these two. Like I said, she just kept bashing them. And as a man, when you consistently get rejected, eventually you're like, you know what? Fuck this. Forget it. I'm done. I'm over it. I don't even care about it. So he moved a different way. Before I get into how he tweaked, this right here is Alice. It's Alan and Madison. I feel for Alan the most. Out of this whole situation, I feel for Alan the most. Because once again, she wasn't feeling him at all. He drove a good car, he had a good job, he had his own place. He was doing everything he could to change to fit her mode. He did everything. She just wasn't feeling him off jump. Now, anybody can say, oh yeah, she tried, and things like that. But me personally, I don't feel like she tried. I felt like she just wasn't rocking with him. And she just wanted to get through this process, before anything happened or she decided to leave or anything like that. I felt like she just wanted to get through the process. But how did these two end up together? These two wind up together because back to this episode of
Fuck what you talking about. Fam tweaking.
This dude right here wind up texting his then wife Michelle a text message that was meant for Madison. It was meant for her. That's who it was meant for. Because they was out, they was vibing, they was kicking it, they was going to the gym together a lot and stuff like that. And they wind up vibing with each other. And that's how this happened. But he wound up texting Michelle, which is his current wife, a message that said, I can't wait to taste you. Or I can't wait to eat you up. It was one of those two. And it went to his wife, Michelle, versus going to Madison. And of course, when you're dealing with a woman who you know that she don't like you and you don't like her like that and y'all not bonding, she wouldn't let the shit go. She wouldn't let it go. But instead of him just coming out and telling the truth, well, before you even get into that, you could have easily played that shit off. You could have easily played that shit off. Because I would have said, hey, look, this is just me. You know what I'm saying? This is just me. I just would have said, hey, look, I just want to see how you really was rocking with me. I just want to see how you was really rocking with me. So I sent that risky text just to see what you would say, how you would act. And then guess what? This is how you acting. So yeah, I'm done with this. One or two things going to happen. Either it was going to open up her mind and see like, okay, he really wants to be with me because he sent me this text message, or it just would have blew everything up and be like, okay, we done. It is what it is. You ain't fucking with me. It is what it is. We done. But she didn't let it go. She did not let it go because he wound up saying some dumb shit, talking about oh, my cousin had sent me a plate of food and it was a typo. And I said, I just can't wait to eat your ass up. And it didn't make sense. It didn't make sense whatsoever. So Michelle, she just wouldn't let it go. She wouldn't let it go. And I'm not going to show I'm not going to show any videos, any clips, because I'm not giving away nothing. I want y'all to go and watch the show. Go and watch it, please. It's funny. It's funny. It's another couple on there that's crazy. It's a black couple on there. It's crazy. I want y'all to really watch it. But she wouldn't let it go. So she was putting two and two together with the girl. They was going out with the girls and stuff like that. She just kept putting two and two together. And then she found out that he was kicking it with her. And there's another girl on the show. And they was all together in a little group. But when she found out that, okay, they wasn't really with the group, they was on some solo stuff, that's what she said, okay, M, it makes sense that, okay, he must have had sent that text to her. And it comes out her intuition was right. Her intuition was right. So, back to...
Man, fuck what you talking about. Fam tweaking.
That's how he tweaked. It blew up the whole show after that. It blew up the whole show after that. Because he kept lying after that. She wound up calling the cousin who sent him to plate of food. She threw him under the bus and said, no, she never did it. So then he came up with another lie after another lie after another lie instead of just coming out with the truth. And it blew up pretty much the whole show. And this was another first, and the experts was all baffled. And honestly, it was just like, now you bashing this man, but y'all wasn't holding Michelle accountable for the shit that she was doing to him. She didn't make him feel like a husband. She didn't really want him to be her husband. She bashed him every single opportunity she got. But he never spoke up and defended himself. He never did. But with that text, blew up the whole show. Because then Michelle went to Alan. And she was telling Alan how she had this feeling that them two was vibing and they was talking and that text message was for her. Then Alan and David talked. They had a little confrontation. Alan had a meltdown, wanted to break stuff, wanted to fight. But he wound up leaving. He did a good thing. He left. And then that's when everything came to the light. But if he would have never did that dumb shit, or he would have just nipped that dumb shit in the bud early, they would have got through the whole process. They wouldn't have made none of the other couples uncomfortable, and everything would have been good. Everything would have been all right. And then they just would have got together after the show. But it didn't happen that way. He decided he wanted to send a text message. Always make sure you send it to the right person. Fellas, if you're going to cheat, always make sure you verify before you hit send. Verify before you hit send. So how I break this down into a real life situation is just like, look, as a man who's in love, before, you know what I'm saying, I was in love, I was going through a lot of stuff like this. And it was just like constantly getting rejected over and over and over and over again. And then as soon as you find somebody else, or you in the process of finding somebody else, then another person want to actually show you love. And honestly, like I said, I don't blame David at all. I don't blame him at all. You wind up vibing with somebody that wasn't vibing with another person, and you found your person. But Michelle is a big culprit in this. She's a big culprit. Now, I should nominate her for Fam Tweeking too, but she didn't do nothing like this. She didn't do nothing. She didn't do nothing like this. A text message came to her. She did what any normal woman would do. Figure out what his text message came from, who was it really for, and expose. That's what she did. She exposed him, and she grilled him, and then she still wasn't getting the answer from him. She wouldn't let it go. She figured it out on her own, and she exposed it. That's what any normal woman would do. So that's why I wouldn't nominate Michelle for Fam Tweeking, but she's a big culprit into this whole entity. So if you don't watch Married at First Sight, I'm gonna be honest with you, please do. Like, I can go into even deeper detail with this Married at First Sight, but I don't want to spoil anything. I've already probably spoiled a lot, but I just had to talk about this, and this right here it was funny to me. It was fucking funny to me how you couldn't get yourself as a man, even if, you know what I'm saying, you was on that type of time. How can you not get out that jam? How can you not get out that jam? You could have easily played it off, or you could have just told the truth and left the shit alone a long time ago. You could have played it off, got her to feel a little bit more comfortable. So when the show was over, you could have moved on. Or you could have just said, you know what? I'm not happy. You're not doing what you were supposed to do in this relationship and in this marriage, because they're married. They married off jump. I'm not getting what I'm getting. You keep bashing me. You keep putting me down. You keep making me feel like shit, even though I'm constantly trying to change. But you're not coming around trying to meet me the full way, because you're not really feeling me, because you judge me off jump about me pretty much living with my OG, even though that's my own apartment. So he could have nipped that earlier on versus dragging this all the way through, and then Alan wouldn't have been collateral damage. Because that's who was collateral damage in this whole thing, Alan. And I feel the most for Alan, because he's a dope dude and he deserves better. Now, they just had the reunion show, part 1. I watched last week. The part 2 was on my DVR. I'm waiting for my wife. She get home, we're going to go ahead and watch it, you know. But he, just watching his progression and how well he took it, you know what I'm saying? You can still see that, yeah, he's pissed off about it, but he's handling it well. He's moved on. He found him a nice little chocolate chick from that picture they showed. She chocolate. I don't want to say, she's not dark chocolate. She's more like my complexion, you know what I'm saying? A little light. But he got him a chocolate bunny. And she gonna get him right. That's one thing about a sister. When she get her a white man, she get him right. She get him right. You know what I'm saying? Ask Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce was out there hitting a Dougie on Moggs when he had him a little chocolate sister. Had the beard going on, had the swag going on. But sometimes, you know, dealing with a sister can be problematic. That's why he dipped off, left her alone, and got him a multi-billionaire. Right. And now he out there looking vanilla again. But it's about how you find love. And if love is what you want, I don't care how you find it, find it. This show is a very dope show. everybody. I like it. I'm pretty sure you will like it. Check it out. Married at First Sight. And that is all from Top Prize Podcast. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. Let's engage. Let's rock with each other. Let's share ideas. Let's rock. Let's rock.